Hey guys, Liz here bringing you another video and welcome to a reaction kind of video. This is the season 1 check-in, and again, nobody is calling it season 1. For those that are like, what's season 1? It's this season. For some reason, Riot's trying to call it season 1 again. No, I literally haven't heard anybody call it that. It's season 15 or season 2025. This is going to be the first kind of interaction Riot is really talking about how they feel it's going. So I thought I'd do one of these. There is a article version, but I'll be straight up. I am honestly over the moon happy right now. Just a bit of a spoiler for the YouTube audience if you weren't in today's stream. I was on the front page of Twitch today and was average. I got up to like 2,500 viewers. It was a really good day. We also had a really, really good ranked session, and I am so proud of the content that we made, and you guys will be seeing it in the next few days. So over the moon happy, and I kind of didn't want to like just read an article, so I think having a bit more of a chill vibe video that we're listening to the devs, pausing it, reacting, I think is better. So let's get into it.
Hey everyone, I'm Andre, also known as Medler.
And I'm Paul, aka Pabro. Today is Thursday, January 30th, and we're back for another dev update. We're going to check in on some of the changes we made for Season 1, and we'll talk a bit more about some of the things.
Thursday, January 30th, they released it today. This is over a week ago. Legit. They recorded this Thursday. Today is Friday the 7th. This is 8 days old. Why did they wait that long?
Act 2 of this season, which starts on March 6th. We're a bit over a month into the first season of 2025, and we've been following how changes have been landing closely. We've seen some really good signs and feedback to things like seasonal themes and some of the gameplay changes that we will touch on a little later.
Okay. But first, we want to talk about Hextech chests, and more broadly, earning skins instead of buying them. This means we're going to talk a bit more about the business side of League, so that we can share more of our thinking and context with you. Now, our belief as a company is that delivering great experiences for you will lead to great results for Riot.
As in, we've been given too much free stuff away over the years, no more free stuff. Now, I will say, on my Discord server, I did see a thing that this video came out at like 4 PM or something, and then a tweet happened that said, basically, we'll probably see it in a second, but there was a tweet that came out saying, in this dev update, they talk about them and they apologize. So let's see what they actually say.
We want to deliver the best experience we can, that you can play forever without spending anything, so that you only spend money when you think we've made something great that you want to spend money on.
As a free-to-play game, skins are the primary way League pays its bills. They're what give us the ability to continue to develop the game and wider ecosystem, from adding new game modes to updates to Summoner's Rift, cinematics, live events like Worlds, patch-to-patch balance.
So that's the thing, is they are saying at the same, we've all known this, it's not a secret. Like, League's a free-to-play game, they need to make skins, they need to sell skins, etc., etc. I think where a lot of people have been a bit irked in the last few years is League at its absolute peak in terms of player number. The skins were good quality. They came out at a very good rate. You never really felt like you were ripped off. And you got some free stuff, like chests and stuff. And in the last year or so, skin quality has definitely dropped. They're trying to this gacha system that you have to spend $200 on a skin. You're not getting as much free stuff. Like, it's all negative. There hasn't been a single positive in the cosmetic side of League of Legends. And obviously that's the thing, it's the cosmetic side, so it's not the gameplay, but everything about the cosmetic side has been 100% corporate greed. You can tell it's corporate greed, and there's been nothing positive. So, yeah.
And much longer-term investments in League for the future. The number of people playing League has been pretty stable over recent years, and we're really grateful for that. Our cost to maintain and develop League has also been pretty stable over time too, ensuring we have an equal
everything's gone up in price
coming in to reinvest in the game. However, has been frankly more of a recent challenge.
And that's where free Hextech chests come in. When we initially added them, we wanted to offer additional reward for time spent, using something we knew many of you really cared about earning: skins. And for a while, we think that worked well for both players and the business side of League. Over time, though, free chests unintentionally became the primary way to unlock skins, and an increasing number of players ended up with substantial skin collections for free. This meant that purchasing skins directly didn't make sense anymore to a lot of players.
So what I would say to this, if they're saying, hey, we're not bringing back free chests, okay, get rid of the $200 skins then. You can't have both. Like, that's the thing. It feels awful when right, you're not getting free skins anymore, but we're still going to shove these $200 skins down your throat. And that's what I also hate. In the client, when one of these new skins comes out, you click a certain tab, it is shoved down your throat like mad. That's not great. Like, you could kind of go, oh, okay, I'm going to get a free thing. Sure, shove it down my throat, but I'm not going to buy it, but I get this free thing for watching it or being okay with it. But it's a double negative, you know?
Because they were happy just waiting to get something eventually. That did lead to a great player experience, but it was not sustainable for League in the long term.
So we took a step back to evaluate League's reward systems and realized we needed to make changes to be sustainable for the long run. We didn't want to go all the way back to the early days of League with no skins earned with playtime at all, but we also realized we couldn't continue giving away as many as we were. We did a number of other things to ensure League's business was sustainable before concluding we needed to give away fewer skins. Increasing the number of skins we could make each year was good for both the business and the player experience, but eventually we ran into meaningful diminishing returns. We introduced premium cosmetics. We've also explored a lot of other cosmetic content types, and we'll keep trying to do so. But champion
Premium
skins
stuff's
are
awful.
clearly the thing most of you care about more than anything else when it comes to cosmetics. And obviously, adding pay for power content is a non-starter for us.
I'll be honest, yeah, pay for power, that'd be awful, pay to win. The thing that I think what people have been frustrated at for such a long time, there are less invasive things that they could do, that they could monetize and make, and they've never tried it. So, you know, they did the recent one, and it's still a bit stupid, but there's that Jinx rocket at the end of the game that blows up the Nexus. That doesn't hurt anybody. It's the end of the game, who cares? Someone could spend money on that, or, you know, use their mythic points, that's fine. Why haven't they done voice packs? Voice packs would make Riot so much money. If you're a Gangplank main, and instead of having the woman summoner going, you know, welcome to Summoner's Rift, if it's Gangplank talking to you, no matter what champion you're playing, by the way, you've bought the Gangplank theme, that would sell incredible. Or a Darius one, or a Zoe one. They would sell out like mad, and Riot's never done it. And I think that's what sometimes people get annoyed with, is there are so many better cosmetics that they could do, and better, you know, monetization that they could do, but no, they're making very mediocre skins $200 plus. They're not even good skins. That's the frustrating thing. It just doesn't feel good, you know? But again, this is the thing. I think people are passionate about the cosmetic side and the monetization side within League, but fundamentally, it's not the game, right? It doesn't affect the gameplay that much, but yeah.
We know some of you aren't interested in the business side of things, or even cosmetics in general, and that others won't believe this isn't about increasing profit year over year. This is about ensuring the sustainable long-term health of League, though. And we do hope this is helpful context for those of you who've been wondering what our thinking was with this change.
They're not bringing them back.
We want to ensure League remains a great, fully free-to-play game.
Oh!
We believe a change like this, while unpopular,
oh, that's a meme
is the
account.
right call and allows us to deliver not just on our plans today, but also our
So
plans
no,
for League in the
chests are not
future.
coming back.
Now, we'll be sure to give you more context on our thinking behind changes to skins and any other related systems in the future as well. And we're currently doing a lot of global surveying and discussion with players about what is and isn't working.
Speaking of which, we want to talk about some changes we have coming to Battle Passes. First up, we've got some improvements to the Battle Pass skins.
Oh, good.
We've heard a fair bit of feedback that those skins don't feel like they're good enough in various respects.
I will agree, like, I bought the Battle Pass. I kind of regret buying the Battle Pass for Season 1, like, it was the first split in this season, because it's not good. You could tell straight away the value's bad, and it would definitely, like, if feedback helps Riot, the next one should be better. And it also, like, I didn't do my research, so it's my own fault. The premium, you know, prestige skin you get for completing the Battle Pass is a Katarina skin. My most detested champion other than Yumi in the game. So, like, to me, I don't think I should have bought this Battle Pass, but yeah.
We agree with a lot of that feedback. We're going to be looking to add more distinct visual effects and more pronounced model changes. We're also planning to deviate from a season's theme a bit for some future pass skins, given the risk we otherwise overdo the same sorts of visual appearances and or pushing champions into themes that don't make sense.
Now, because it takes some time to make or modify skins, those improvements won't be present in the Act 2 Battle Pass skins that you'll see in a couple of weeks. They will, however, be fully reflected in the pass skins for Season 2, which starts in May. Additionally, if you don't already own the champion for the Battle Pass skins, Unlocking the skin will also unlock that champion for
Oh,
you.
that's good.
We also want to clear up how skins in the Battle Pass affect the champion's skin cooldown. We don't look at past skins when deciding when a champion is due to get their next regular skin. So if Alistar appears in the Act 2 Battle Pass, he can still receive another skin later this year.
Oh, right.
Another improvement we're making to the Battle Pass is to the missions that feed into it. Looking at your feedback, certain types of missions are pretty unpopular. We're going to be removing
not paid
missions that
attention to
require
them at all.
playing with purchase skins or players who have purchased specific skins.
We're also removing and reworking missions that players were having a hard time completing, like destroy 5 turret plates in a single game, which was hard to complete for many players and impossible for ARAM-only players.
Oh.
And for those of you who play a mixture of League and Teamfight Tactics, we'll be roughly doubling the amount of XP that TFT contributes
That's
to the League's
good.
Battle Pass.
Just to give us a thing of that, just a very quickly say about TFT. TFT is killing it, by the way. In roughly those websites, third-party websites that track amount of players. On EU West alone, League has like 1 million, 1.5 million monthly players that actively play ranked. TFT's got over 30 million. So, yeah.
With that said, let's hand things over to Matt and Eduardo to talk about gameplay.
Hey friends, I'm
Hello.
Eduardo, Riot Cadmus Cortejoso.
And I'm Riot Froxon. Just as a heads up, it's playtest time right now, so things might be a little loud. But we have a few things to discuss today. First, I want to talk a bit about how some of our gameplay changes we added in January have landed. Let's start by talking about one of the biggest changes that we saw a lot of conversation around. Feats of Strength. As a reminder, Feats of Strength were introduced to provide more structure to the early game and defer some of that early game snowballing.
They are pretty
until
weak.
after
They're not
laning
as
phase
powerful as people
by moving
thought
the
initially.
immediate power of First Blood and First Turret to later in the game. These were a bit rough around the edges on release, and we made some adjustments to things, like changing the Feat of Warfare from First Blood to First 3 kills, and nerfing Triumphant Boot stats. They're currently in a stable place we're quite happy with.
I think it's fine.
As for snowballing, our goal was to keep it roughly where it was before Season 1 went live. We've been comparing this game state of pre and post changes based on First Blood, First Turret, epic objectives taken, and game length. As of now, we haven't seen significant changes, and snowballing is roughly equal to where it was at the end of last year. There are still some improvements. we'd like to
I
make,
think
of
the
course,
game
but
overall feels
the changes are
okay
moving
for
the
that.
game in the intended direction.
Yeah.
Next up, let's discuss Articon and the blood roses he brought to the Rift. Articon was added to provide an objective in the mid-game that has rewards worth fighting for.
I'm mixed
progresses
about
the
him.
game, but doesn't completely blow everything open like a 20-minute Baron would.
I mean, it kind of
We
does.
also wanted a way to incentivize teams to fight each other in slower games while not
Yeah,
speeding
the
up
red
already
ones
fast
suck.
ones.
I
which
hate
is
the
what
red
led to
one.
the two different forms. One which incentivizes action, and the other that lightly stalls it. That said, we think Voracious Articon's rewards are too strong in game warping. So next patch, we're increasing the withdrawal time to 15 seconds to give defending players a bit more time to recover.
That's the red one. So when you get the free revive, right now, they already nerfed it to 8 seconds. So you get an 8 seconds reset. It's going up to 15. I'll be straight up, they've already nerfed it a few times. It's awful to play with. Even if you're the winning team, I had red buff Atakan a few times today. It's stupid. Because it fundamentally changes the vibe of the game. Of oh, I can just do something dumb and my death doesn't count. That's not good. Just saying that out loud isn't healthy for the league. I do see a world that, if they're going to keep Atakan for the long term, I actually don't know what their plan is. Is Atakan just a welcome to Noxus thing? Is it for the long term? I don't know. But I can see a world that the red one they get rid of. Or Riot have to finally compromise, because let's just face it, the red one is not for solo queue. The red one that gives the free revive, that is for pro play, because pro play fundamentally is boring, so they want to give one of the teams a free revive so they'll hopefully do something exciting so viewers don't switch off. That's why they did it. Maybe they need to go, all right, the red one is just for pro play. We're not going to have it for solo queue. Maybe, because it's so not good for solo queue.
After forcing enemies to withdraw. Next up, we have the Blood Roses, which we introduced alongside Articon.
Which are strong.
After the nerfs last month, we like where Blood Roses are for now, and that they reward teams for proactively controlling these spaces.
They're still strong.
Another big component of our seasonal changes was the Noxian update to the Rift. We're excited to keep doing these for future seasons, but we definitely want to make sure we're doing them right. We've seen a lot of your feedback around the map feeling too dark, gloomy, or ice draining, And we've got some changes in the works to
Ooh.
address these concerns that should be ready with Act 2's release. We're excited
I
about
can't
the prospect
tell
for new gameplay that the
anything.
Season 1
What?
changes have created
Is it
as
just
players
brighter?
continue to learn and adapt to them. Having said that, when trying to add new gameplay to League, especially ones of this size, we're not always going to land it right away. We're trying to strike the balance between making quick changes based on your feedback and giving the changes enough time to breathe while we iterate them to a part where everyone is happy with. We've got more details breaking down our review of the Season 1 changes in a dev blog out now, so make sure to give them a read.
We also wanted to give a quick update for all you Swifties in our newest queue, Swift Play. We
Kill
hoped
me.
that Swift Play would be at least as popular as Quick Play, and it has far exceeded our expectations. We're currently figuring out how and when to bring it to regions that don't quite have it yet. So far,
I have
Swift Play
heard
has
it's
hit the
good.
goals we
I'm
set
just
for
not a
it,
normal
with
game
endings
player.
on average 4 to 5 minutes faster than SR. We also wanted to reduce snowballing via rubber banding mechanics, allowing players to hit their full builds more often, and allowing players to enjoy a game of League of Legends with friends of higher skill gaps.
When it comes to balance, we're pretty happy with the early and mid game, but endgame pacing and outlier game lengths are issues we want to address. Swift Play just doesn't hit our goals for the queue when games aren't swift, and everyone is stuck at level 18 trying to close out the game for a long time. We've made some changes, such as minions getting stronger more quickly, tower resistances falling off sooner, as well as making structures slowly burn towards the Nexus, forcing the game to end. This will essentially
Still
mean that if a
36
game
odd
lasts
minutes or
long
something.
enough, the team that can make the most progress towards the enemy Nexus will win. We're also going to be looking at what we can do to improve things like matchmaking or lobby improvements for pre-mates, and we'll let you know if we do anything there. These changes should be live by the time
Yeah,
this video goes
I will
live,
say
so let us know what
I've
you
heard Swift Play is really good. If you're a more casual League player, I have heard very positive things that it is practically, and I think this is what Riot's trying to make it. It is the best way to play if you're a normal game player of League of Legends. It's faster paced. You get to play more of the game. You get to late game quicker. You get to team fights quicker. It's you get to experience the game, because in most normal games, let's face it, especially in normal games, it's very snowbally. One team gets fed, the game's over in 20 minutes, and that's about it. And you haven't had a chance. Well, because everybody's gaining more gold, everybody's gaining more stuff, you in top lane are having a more passive early game, then your bot lane's absolutely going nuts. You still get items, so you could still have an impact is the idea. So yeah, I've heard positive things. If you're a normal game player, definitely check it out.
think.
Next, we want to talk to you a bit more about what you can expect when Arena returns in Act 2 of this season. As we mentioned in the last dev update, we want to make sure game modes are something a player can always count on being available, making them a fun part of each season. For Season 1, we've moved Arena from the Rings of Wrath to the Grand Reckoning. New maps and all.
Yeah, it's the Noxus
As you
stuff.
can see, we've overhauled all the maps to feel like you're in the fighting pits of Noxus.
That's cool.
And we didn't just reskin the maps, we actually made some improvements. Here's the new version of the Koi Pond map. The biggest change you'll notice here is the giant ring that goes around the perimeter of
But
the
I thought
map,
we all hated that
aptly
map.
named the Ring, which will help address a lot of the quality of life issues. This was actually inspired by some player feedback
hang
that
on.
we read. So
So wait, if I'm not mistaken, this ring is terrain you can walk on. So when normally this map, when this closes, you're kind of like stuck on your thing, or you can like put a plot. You can actually run. See here, this is connected, this is connected, this is connected. You can run around. Yeah, I mean that's better, but again, the map I think is still going to have
the quality of
frustration.
life issues. This was actually inspired by some player feedback that we read. So shout out to the community for your awesome suggestions, and as always, please keep them coming. We also have a brand new map joining the pool, the Reckoner Arena, which features destructible pillars, which will collapse upon taking enough damage and slightly tweak the terrain. Don't worry though, they're relatively small and you won't obscure your vision.
Another part of Arena we've been working on is progression systems that we're really excited about.
Ranked.
Not only do Champion Mastery and the Seasonal Battle Pass both progress with Arena games now, but we also built a new Fame system for Arena. Many of you mentioned that you didn't feel like you had a reason to keep coming back to Arena.
Agree.
So Fame was designed to keep Arena fresh and interesting, even after you've played dozens of games. You can gain Fame by playing Arena, increasing your notoriety within the fighting pits, or by completing Arena missions for each champion. Just to be clear, This
mission
isn't like
one's
Swarm,
sub.
where you gain power by progressing.
It's basically a bit of rank.
Instead, you'll gain rewards like new augments or match intro visuals.
New
that should keep Arena
augments.
feeling exciting.
We're
Ooh,
also trying something new by skipping cameos this go around and
Thank God.
celebrating Arena Noxus style by bringing in the guests of honor.
Oh.
These guests are famous Noxians or Reckoners looking to spice up your fights. Each guest will have a specific rule that they'll apply to the entire game. For example, Mordekaiser will make it so that at the beginning of each round, one player on each team starts combat in the Death Realm. We designed the guest of
Ooh,
honor
that's
with a lot
cool.
of learnings from cameos in mind. So each guest should feel like they affect
so
each
I will
team
say
equally.
that's a good one. You know, like you get the boosty duos that you have normally, and someone's just playing like Twitch Lulu. They jump in arena and they kind of just do the same thing. Well, the Mordekaiser one that you start in the Death Realm, and a Yumi or something, or a Lulu's just sitting there like, I'm in danger. That's to probably try and stop that. That's cool. I like that. Or a Yi Tarek or something, for example.
Without being too intrusive or unfair, yet still asking players to learn or adapt to them. They also won't be random either. So everyone in the lobby will have a round in which they can vote on which guests they'd like to invite.
Oh.
Please, as always, let us know how you like it.
Dude, the boosty duos are not going to pick the Maud one, are they? That's actually really funny, to be fair. I like that. That's good.
It also wouldn't be an Arena re-release without some new augments, so make sure to keep an eye out for those alongside the return of Curse augments. If you're interested in more details about Arena, make sure to check
I'll
out
play
the
a
dev
bit.
blog that just came out today, and I can't wait to see you all in the fighting pits.
All right, we also have a few other updates that we want to share with you all today. We finally got those updated Champion Mastery emotes coming out in March. They've taken a lot longer than we'd hoped. We haven't forgotten about them, though. The Blue Essence Emporium will also be making
really
a
care
return at
about
the start of
Mastery.
April. And as a reminder, the next Battle Pass will include the increased Blue Essence amounts that we shared earlier in January, which you can also get for this current pass in the form of a one-time mission.
On a different topic, we've got a test of the matchmaking system called TrueSkill 2 coming up. We're going to be trying TrueSkill 2 for Swiftplay and ARAM games from late February onwards for a while. We think TrueSkill 2 has the potential to help us get players to a fair and appropriate
I thought they
matchmaking
gave up
ratio
on it.
much quicker than our current implementation can.
Oh.
Given how important matchmaking is to competitive games like League, though, we want to test and verify first before going really broad with it.
Okay, so those are like, what? This is TrueSkill 2.0. So TrueSkill 2.0 is an MMR matchmaking system that basically changes how you can earn rating. So if you're like, they're doing it in normal games. So your normal game, like when you play normal games or Swift Play, you have a rating in it. And this is what people don't realize. Like, you're not playing ranked, but you have a rating. There is a background number that you have attached to your account. And that is the reason that you're put with people in normal games and you're put against people. It's why, like, you know, there are some really high quality normal games that are like pretty high quality if you compared it to ranked, because it's high MMR. There just isn't that visual representation, so people, you know, don't think that they're playing a rating mode, but it is, right? TrueSkill 2.0, the idea of it is fundamentally, in League right now, they don't take at all how you play into consideration for your LP gain or loss. It has nothing to, like, you could be legendary, 30 kills, 0 deaths, and you could still gain 19 LP if your MMR is not very good, even though you've played insane. You could also be 0 and 20, feeding your butt out, but your team carried you to victory, and you can still gain your normal LP, right? What TrueSkill is, it's not all about KD. And that's something that Riot will have to make very abundantly clear. It's not about KD. That with TrueSkill 2.0, you can fundamentally set different parameters that can change, that will kind of look at what someone's doing in game, and that can slightly weigh on how much LP you gain and loss. So fundamentally, winning and losing will still matter the most. If you win the game, you'll gain more LP and you'll gain LP. If you lose the game, you're going to lose LP. That fundamentally will always be the same. There isn't a world that you lose a game of League, but you gain LP because you did good. No, you lost the game, you're still going to lose LP. What this system's trying to do is, oh, you played well and you won, will gain even more. You played well, but you lost. Okay, don't lose as much. But basically what they need to be careful with, and what they've just said here, is fundamentally players work, like, if players work out what parameters matter, that will fundamentally change League of Legends forever. If one of the parameters is, oh, the amount of farm someone has, well, and everybody's just going to farm like mad and nobody will fight. So what they need to be careful with is they have to be like, right, it's not just about KDA, so don't be a KDA warrior. It's not just about farm. It's going to change each game, what the parameters are that matters to what your gameplay, requirement is, and you won't know what it is. That's the fundamental thing. So if you don't know what it is, it could be anything. You just need to play as good as you can. Full stop. Because you won't know what parameter is being affected by the LP gain or loss in terms of the multiplier or anything like that. You just have to play well. And you, at the end of the game, it also shouldn't tell you that, oh, this game, it was about kills. You got the most kills. Well done. It should never tell any of us what it's actually trying to look at. All they should be saying is winning will still gain you LP, losing will still lose you LP, but the better you play, the better it will be. So if you play well and you win, you'll gain a little bit more. If you play well and you lose, you'll lose a bit less. That's what they need to do. They have to be careful with it though, because if the players work out what matters, it will change League of Legends forever. So yeah.
So we'll run the test for a while, and then let you know how it's been going and what our next steps are or aren't.
Ooh.
This work on matchmaking, however, has meant a trade-off to work elsewhere, to Clash specifically.
Oh.
Because the team doing that work is the same team that would otherwise be supporting Clash.
Oh.
For now, as a result, Clash will occur every 2 months instead of monthly.
Okay, I'm going to say something, and I have a developer background, university degree. What work needs to be done on Clash? Like, fundamentally, you have the system in place, it's there, you just need to host it once a month with no new features, where this new system is completely new. That's a high workload to implement a whole new rating system. I get that. But what workload is there for Clash? That's what confuses me. They already have it in place. That's weird. But yeah, once every 2 months. So there's going to be 6 clashes a week? 6 clashes a year? That's not great.
And last for this section, a bit of context on streamer mode that recently went out.
Oh, yeah.
That's been a long requested feature from some players who stream. Given it's one of the
It doesn't
things that
do
can help
anything.
reduce incidents of stream sniping and other forms of streamer harassment or disruption. It's clearly not a solve by itself, but we do think it's a useful part of a wider and ongoing effort. We also wanted to take a moment to talk about what you can expect after we leave Nox.
So say streamer mode doesn't do. So I misinterpreted what streamer mode is. So I thought streamer mode is, oh, you're anonymous, so your name isn't in game, so the opponents can't see who it is, so they can't see, oh, it's Faker. I'm gonna tune into his stream because I know it's Faker. No, that's not what this is. So everybody in the game can still see who you are. So the people in the game could still go, oh, that's Faker or that's Huzzy. I'm going to tune into his stream. What streamer mode does, all it does is hide your name in your own perspective. So if you're playing Gragas, where normally it would say Huzzy above your name, and when you get a kill, Huzzy has slain Bob, it doesn't do that. It just says Gragas. Gragas has slain Bob. Gragas gets first blood. The word Huzzy gets wiped from your perspective. So what it's trying to do, if someone tunes into your stream, they can't initially see what account you're playing on. But again, the moment the game ends, you can see it on the client. And if someone really wants to find out what account you're playing on when you're in game, they can just see other people in the match, what their summoner name is. They could then go on like op.gg, look up the live match data of one of your teammates, and then they'll be able to see you in that anyway. So it doesn't really do anything. I thought it was like an anonymous mode, and that would actually be really useful, but it's not that.
Historically, our mid-year events have been mostly a time for some levity and lightheartedness, like Star Guardian or Anima Squad. And while this may not be the case for each year's second season, we want Season 2 of 2025 to be a bit of a palate cleanser after so much focus on Noxus.
Now, that said, you can still expect a cohesive thematic that spans things like map art, updates, a new champion, skins, and more. We don't want to spoil what's in store just yet. And we've still got
Demacia!
some fun focus on Noxus ahead of us for now. But we'll be back in our next dev update, where we'll dive into what you can expect in Season 2.
Demacia!
That's about it for this one.
Demacia, right?
Don't forget to check out the dev blogs to learn more about some of the things we talked about today. And as a reminder, the first stand tournament will be kicking off in Korea on March 10th. So be sure to tune in to watch the full Fearless draft.
Oh, Fearless draft. But there we go. That's the dev update. Let me know what you guys think. I think it's Demacia Season 2. I might have dreamed it, but I thought they told us it was it. And I don't think I was told this in confidence under my NDA. I just think we were told it was Demacia, right? Am I crazy? But yeah, let me know what you think about the new season. How's it going for you? Let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, I just thought I would do this video and launch it as today's second video. I've got a lot of gameplay in now to upload. But yeah, this was uploaded today, and I'm sure some people are like, oh, I wonder what Huz thinks of that. So, and for some people, you wouldn't have watched the video. You'll only watch it because I made the video. But yeah, that's going to be it. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll be streaming over the weekend. I'm streaming every day in February, so please do make your way over to the Twitch stream. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Welcome to the Rift, where the legends play. It's Huzzy Games bringing skill every day. From tips to tricks and play so fine. You'll learn the game and have a good time. Thanks for watching, you're the real MVP. Hit that like and sub, join the family tree. Like, comment and subscribe. Keep the Huzzy dream alive.